This is indeed the typical Martian meteorite which weighs around 338 grams. It was found just a couple of months ago on a paddy field just about 13 miles away from Imphal. You can see the fusion crust over there. It's a very weathered meteorite, but you can see the fusion crust, the dark brown fusion crust over there. As you can see, the indicator pointing a red beam of laser light over there. These are the fusion crusts. You can see it. These are indeed the burn marks that undergo when it comes to the atmosphere of the Earth. These are the fully weathered, very weathered fusion crusts. You might be thinking about lots of vesicles over here. This is actually the meteorite that originates from the Mars. That's why Martian and lunar meteorites have lots of holes and vesicles. Indeed, you need not to worry. This is typical meteorite. It has lots of meteoritic characteristics over there. These are the fusion crusts. If you can see it, the red markings over there by my laser beam dot light. These are all weathered, very weathered fusion crusts. This piece of meteorite has been on the surface of the Earth, deep under the surface of a paddy field for more than 50 to 100 years. So it is a very weathered rock, weathered meteorite indeed. Let me show you. This is just a piece of section that I file it, cut it. You can see the fusion crust over there. Those dark burn marks are the fusion crust. But keep in your mind, this is very all weathered rock. You can see the olivine crystals and black glyph feldspar, and many of the compositions of not art origin. This is not of art origin. It is certainly of the extraterrestrial. That means it is not from the art. This is not an art rock. You can see those black spots over here. These are the dark green olivine crystals, circular dots, and this is one of the typical reasons that I'm saying this is a meteorite of Martian origin, because you know these olivine crystals, plagioclase, feldspar, and all, they're typical of the Martian origin meteorites. And you can see over here, these are all impact cracks. This means they have undergone tremendous pressure when they eject out from the surface of the Mars, and when it hit upon the surface of the Earth, they've gone through tremendous pressure. So these are the impact marks, and those vesicles and all, this round circular dot, these dark green olivine crystals and all, it indicates that this is a Martian rock. And indeed, I can magnify it a little more, but I don't think I can magnify more from here. You can see those spots with my laser dot marks over there, over here. These are all impact marks, the blunt impact that makes it rupture, and those vesicles and holes are typical of a Martian meteorite. And indeed, over here, I cannot zoom in on further, but there are some feeder-like grass structures which are not terrestrial indeed. I burn it, those fibers, but it is fire resistant. It can't be burned further, and it can't be demolished, or it can't be extinguished. It can't be burned to ashes. They remain as it is. And who knows, this might be a proof that there is organic lives on Mars, which the scientists and the NASA people haven't able to prove it till yet. So this gray matter clays, and they are all inside of it, and the grass over here, the grass feeder here, like structures over here, very minor, but when you burn with fires, with the lighters, it can't be burned. It's some kind of very fire, it has a very fire resisting powers. It can't be burned to ashes. It cannot be burned furthermore. And I think those are the organic substances which has been living on the surface of the Mars some million years ago, if I'm not wrong. So this is a good opportunity to study where this grass, maybe it is an terrestrial grass, or it is an terrestrial organic matters, or some kind of life forms. How can it go through inside? This is the inside portion. It's at least 2 to 3 inches inside that of this big the parent body of this meteorite is about 15 kilograms in total mass, and this is just 338 grams of a cut section. And these dark green olivine crystals, circular, over here you can see many of them. You can't find this in art rocks. So definitely it's not a terrestrial rock, and this kind of crystal olivines, black clear clays, and you've been seeing many the features, textures of a Martian meteorite. I've seen through internet surfing all over it, and it's definitely a Martian meteorite. So there are very small hair-like structures, fibrous structures, I mean, and it can't be burned to ashes. It has survived the tremendous pressure and heat